And what the referees say? No,
still not getting depth. He'll be working with the coach there, looking at maybe loosening those knee wraps just a little bit to allow him to get down a little bit deeper. Very hard to see from these replay angles and these camera angles, but the referees have the best position to see depth.
Sometimes hard to judge depth, especially from the viewers, from the spectators' point of view.
A lot of pressure on him now to get this third attempt. So Mbata from Mongolia, 245 kilograms.
10-kilo jump for him. Looked very strong in the first one. Controlled.
Shouldn't have too much problems with these this 245 kilograms. Very smooth lift through there. A little bit faster on the descent, which was good, getting a bit of extra spring. And 3 white lights, 245 kilograms. Milan Dano from Czechia, 250 kilograms. The 20-kilo jump, he opened with 230 kilograms. Some lifters prefer to take the bigger jumps. They're confident with these numbers.
The other lifters might get very smaller jumps because in equipment, if the weight is too light, probably it's harder to hit depth sometimes. So it really depends on the equipment the lifters use, if it's tight or not.
250 kilograms. Weighing in at 68.5, so he's one of the lighter lifters in the 74-kilo class.
Yeah, actually the lightest one here.
It's going to play to his advantage in Wilkes. Taking his time, walking out, getting those knees locked.
Gets the command.
Couldn't quite get the momentum out of the bottom there. Got a good little spring out of the bottom, but just couldn't follow that through. He'll be a little bit disappointed with himself on that lift.
Yeah, 20-kilo jump was too much, but maybe if he gets a little more speed down in the hole, he'll get more bounce.
Use that bounce out of the bottom there. Mario Stressenberger from Austria, 265 kilos, so 10 kilos away from his PB. He missed his 265 opener. It's going to be really important for him to get this one on the board.
And an important thing to say, it looks like Stielbauer's lift was overturned by the jury. And the other Austrian guy
they've contested
seems
the lift.
to be on the board, yes.
They've contested the lift and they put it on the board. That's a good outcome for him.
So here we have another Austrian guy in the same situation.
Very important to get this on the board, otherwise lots of pressure on that third lift. Wait and see what the ref's decision is. 3 white lights, that puts him on the board.
It's a good lift.
We'll take a little bit of pressure off for him. Diego Antonio Jimenez from Argentina, 285 kilos for his second attempt. Didn't quite get that down there in the first attempt. This is 5 kilos greater than his PB.
Stayed at the same weight.
It's a tough opening lift for him. 285 kilograms.
Looks like he's still not ready.
Taking his time getting ready there. Still got 40 seconds.
Timing is quite essential in equipped lifting.
And he's cut it very short here. He's only got 25 seconds left and he's just walked onto the platform now. You have to really rush this setup. 19 seconds. Really taking the length into those wraps on this one for him. 10 seconds left to get set and get that squat command. He gets the squat command with 4 seconds to spare.
Just in time.
Stands that up very easily.
And what did the referees say? And
2
a good
white
lift.
lights, that's enough. 285 kilos on the board. You can see the coaches have made some adjustments to his knee wraps there as well. Taking a lot more length in them. just allowing him that little bit more range of motion through the knees. Alex Ochoa from Ecuador, 290 kilograms.
Walking it out strong. Takes his time. Gets the command.
Looks like a very easy lift for him. 290 kilograms. Referees agree with 3 white lights. Antonio from France, 302.5 kilograms.
We're only in the second round of Group B and already 300 kilos on the bar.
302.5, weighing in at 73.5.
The bar is loaded.
5 kilos under his personal best. He might try to beat that in the third attempt.
Antonio should be able to handle this quite well. 302.5 kilograms. A little bit shaky under 302. Strong through that midsection there, really grounded out.
Was the depth okay?
The referees, 2 of them give him a white light, that's enough. 302.5 kilos on the board.
Michael Stiegelbauer from Austria.
Michael Stiegelbauer from Austria, 235 kilograms for his third attempt. Notice that Mario Brito from Poland isn't coming out for his second or third attempt.
The bar is loaded.
Looks like he had a little bit of an injury as he walked off from that first lift as well. Limped off the platform there. So Michael Stiegelbauer, Austria, 235 kilos. Just remember, athletes only need to put 1 good lift on the board. So Mario doesn't need to come out for his second and third lift. He's already got a number on the board. $235 kilograms.
Oh.
A little bit of a hesitation moving into the bottom of the lift there. Sunk it that little bit further, just couldn't quite get that bounce out. That's unfortunate, that's a no lift.
Now raising to 250
Milan Dano, check out 250 kilos.
It was too heavy in the second attempt. He'll try to get it again now. We'll see.
That was a 20 kilo jump from 230 to opener. This is going to be a very tough lift for him. And take his time in the setup, really drive that bar into his back, nice and tight. Tuck those elbows in. And increase that speed at the bottom to really utilize the spring of the equipment. Looks a little more confident with the walkout on this one. Sets his feet.
Gets the command.
Very slow into the bottom of the bar, just pushing him forward. At 250 kilos in the bar starts to push you forward. There's no way you're going to bring that back. He'll be disappointed with that. He'll finish that round on 230 kilograms.
250 kilograms.
Garbata from Mongolia, 250 kilograms. So 235 opener, 245 second, successful as well, and 250 for his third attempt.
Based on his second, I would predict this should be a confident lift.
Good speed through the bottom.
Oh.
Cannot quite push through that midsection there. Just didn't get the speed out of the hole to push through the sticking point. No lift, unfortunately.
280 kilograms.
Mario Seffertsberger from Austria, 280 kilograms.
15 kilo jump from his first attempt and second also. He missed his opener and now he might want to do a bigger jump.
So this is a personal best for Mario as well. His previous personal best was 275 kilograms. $280 kilograms. A little bit shaky through the bottom. Stands that up.
Oh.
Did we see a dip in the bar there? Remember, that bar must continue in an upward motion. It cannot dip back down. 3 red lights, unfortunately.
Also no dip.
Did not get deep enough.
Now loading 300 kilograms.
Alex Ochoa, Ecuador, 300 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
You can see that Alico bar really starting to bend under these weights.
Alex Ochoa from Ecuador.
These are the weights far beyond the classic world record. So we can predict that they're also far beyond the raw maxes of the lifters, which means they're actually pushing beyond the limit.
Changes in the squat openers of the second world.
Alex Ochoa from Ecuador, 300 kilograms. Looks very comfortable under that bar. Good spring through the bottom there. He looks confident. Big smile on his face. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights at 300 kilograms for Alex Ochoa from Ecuador. Diego Antonio from Argentina, 305 kilograms. It's a 285 for his second lift. Missed his opening lift. It's a 20 kilo jump there. 20 kilo jump. That's a big jump at these sorts of weights.
Yeah, he might be very confident about this weight because 285 was meant to be his opener. So probably planned third attempt was even higher.
Really got the length of those wraps.
It looks heavy.
Struggling a little bit with the walkout here. Trying to lock that knee.
Setting the feet so wide can be hard at this weight.
Gets the knees locked, gets the call. Couldn't quite stand that up. We'll be a little disappointed with that.
Best.
A lot of hard work grinding through there. Couldn't quite stand up at the end. Antonio from France, 307.5 kilograms. Weighing in at 73.5. This is an equal PB for Antonio. 307.5 kilograms. Really taking his time here. Quite a wide grip on that bar. Let's see how tight those knee wraps are. Try and get every little advantage you can.
Sets his feet. No,
Couldn't
too
quite
heavy.
get through that sticking section. Couldn't quite get the 307.5, but he'll finish on a solid 302.5.
Now loading 200 kilograms for 1 each.
Moving straight into flight A now. It's the second half of our lifters. So here's Kwan, Taipei, 200 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
Get a personal best of 270 kilograms. It should be quite an easy lift for him.
Just to get on the board, not to risk anything.
World Championships, you don't know how many times you're going to get the opportunity to perform at the World Championships in your lifetime as a lifter. So it's important to make some safe, smart decisions, get that total on the board.
Of course, we also do not know what was happening in the warm-up room. He might have had some problems or something.
Very controlled lift, very easy and stands it up very quickly.
And we might expect a big jump from him.
3 white
Second
lights.
attempt.
Now raising to 290 kilograms.
Nobuyuki Amada from Japan, 290 kilograms. It's a PB of 306. He's a Masters 1 athlete at 48 years of age as well. 24 years competing, so plenty of experience under that bar.
He's also a Masters 1 world record holder in the bench press. And he competed at the World Games in Wrocław a few months ago.
So very experienced, recent competition as well. And these sorts of lifters and these sorts of weights, multiple competitions really take their toll on the body as well. It'll be interesting to watch to see how he handles today.
Wants everything to be perfect, asking the spotters to level the bar.
Very controlled lift, drops into that bounce really well and speeds that bar back up at 290 kilograms. 3 white lights, 290 kilograms on the board.
Very good start for him. Now we go to Lin from Chinese Taipei.
300 kilograms for Minghua Lin.
The bar is loaded.
This is equal PB. Looking to open with a big solid number. $300 kilograms. Confident in the walkout.
Oh, a bit of a struggle
Very
here.
fast descent. A little bit of a stall there just through that sticking point. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights, that's good enough. 300 kilograms on the board.
10 kilograms for Mykola Baranik from Ukraine.
Mykola Baranik from Ukraine, 310 kilos.
The bar is loaded.
Mykola will be contesting for medals in the total.
Looking at getting this opener on the board. Getting his day started. Wants to get a nice clean opener, take the pressure off for the rest of the list for him. Build that confidence and just build that total through the day. Very fast lift there. Easy weight. Let's see what the referees say about depth on that one.
Yes.
3 white lights.
The weight stays for Doni Mayanto from
That's the way you want to do it. really use that momentum and speed back up through the lift.
310 kilograms.
Next lifter, Dani Mayanto from Indonesia.
310 kilograms.
A very, very good squatter and deadlifter. A little bit behind on the bench.
If we wanted to build a strong total through the squat and the deadlift and just do his job during the bench.
And maybe pull for the medal at the end.
Very fast standing that up. 310 kilograms.
Oh no.
3 red lights, disappointing. Looks like he's not quite getting down deep enough. Sergei Kusentek from Russia, 320 kilograms.
Sergei didn't compete at the World Championship last year because Russia had a limited number of lifters. So now he's coming back after 2 years.
He'll be looking to put up a big total then. 340 kilos is his personal best on squat. So this should be a very solid opener for him. Shouldn't be too much of a struggle.
And I guess he hopes to give Yaroslav Oleg a little bit of a fight at the end if Yaroslav makes any small mistakes.
Certainly going to see a little battle there for those top 3 positions.
Sergei looks ready. Adjust his belt.
320 kilograms, weighing in at 73.1. Very quick, confident walkout. Just getting those knees set. Good speed through that lift there. Making 320 kilograms look very easy. 3 white lights. I'm certainly going to be watching him very closely through the day. Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan, 320 kilos. Will be one to watch through the afternoon session.
Andrei placed 4th at the World Games this year. He was the 2nd best 74 lifter.
We'll be one to here this afternoon and back that up. 320 kilograms. God, super tightness in those knee wraps. They've managed to get as much out of those knee wraps as they could. And 20 seconds left to get ready.
A bit of shaky.
Very quick walk out, but a little bit shaky.
Struggles to get the position, but he gets it. Gets the start command. 7 seconds to go.
Very tough lift. Let's see what the referees have to say. 2 white lights. That's enough. Tough or not, he certainly got the lights up there. 320 kilograms.
Might want to get a bit more control here for the 2nd and 3rd attempt in order to put some more weight on the bar.
Yaroslav Oleg, Poland, 345 kilograms. Remember, the world record is 367.5, so we're certainly getting up there in that range. 345 kilograms with PB of 367.5, the world record.
Of course, world records are important, but I guess Yaroslav's first goal is to win the competition. So, if anything was not going to be perfect, I guess he will just put the weight he will need for the gold medal in the squat. And of course to gain advantage before other lifters. And very easy opener
through that lift, making 345 kilograms look extremely easy. 3 white lights. Absolutely fantastic opening lift.
210 kilograms for Guan Yixing from Taipei. He's going to start.
Now we move to the 2nd attempt. Guan from Taipei only put 10 kilos more on the bar from his opening attempt.
110 kilos. His opening 200 lift was looked extremely easy. Very difficult to know what's going on behind the scenes though.
The bar is loaded.
So 210 kilos. take his time getting set up there. Very easy, confident walk out there. It looks like he knows he can do this easily. Very fast. 210 kilograms. 3 white lights.
It's a good lift. Raising to 300 kilograms for a Japanese lifter.
Yuki Hamada from Japan, 300 kilograms. Opened at 290, successful lift at 290. Certainly didn't look overly challenging for him. 48 years of age, PB of 306.
It's quite extraordinary to be able to hit PBs or get close to them at this age. Really a lot of respect for these master lifters competing in the open classes.
Hamada from Japan, 300 kilograms. Getting himself under that bar in a very wide hand position. You can see that one side of the rack he's got moved in.
Gets the command. Very controlled descent. Dips it into the hole.
Stands up. Let's see the referees think he locked that out properly. Yeah, 3 red lights, unfortunately. Didn't get depth and couldn't quite lock that out in the stand, back to the start position. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Donny Manto, Indonesia, 310 kilograms. So he missed this on his opening lift.
Depth was the problem, so he might just want to get a little bit lower, a little bit faster on the descent.
We really need to get this on the board to take the pressure off on that third lift.
Looks
very
better
quick
this time.
standing there. It certainly looked a lot deeper on this one. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights, that puts him on the board. 310 kilograms. Wiggle in. Chinese Taipei, 320 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Lin.
This is 20 kilos more than his personal best of 300 kilograms. Certainly should be a very tough lift for him.
Also quite a big jump, 20 kilos. But probably he knows he's able to do this. Very controlled walk.
Confidently walks that out. Cannot quite push through there. Just couldn't quite get the spring out of the bottom and get the momentum to bring that back up.
Sorry, no left.
I'm sure he'll be rectifying that as next lift.
Ukrainian lifter
Baranik from the Ukraine, 322.5 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
It's just below his personal best of 330 kilograms. He should handle this quite well.
Mikola stood at the podium at the last year's championship, along with Prokopenko and Oleg. And I guess he wants to do this again this year.
Good speed through there. He gets the bounce out. Let's see what the referees say. 3 white lights. Fast lift is a good lift. When you're working with those referees and working on getting depth, if you're just around that borderline area, you want to get through there as fast as you possibly can really given the opportunity to stop and think about your depth. Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan, 330 kilograms.
The bar is loaded.
10 kilo jump from the first attempt, which was quite of a struggle.
This is 2.5 kilos greater than his personal best at 327.5.
Andrei had a very good performance at the World Games, went 9 for 9.
Seconds left on the clock. Really taking his time here. 330 kilograms. Good speed through there, really dropped it into the hole. Stands up very quickly.
Looked a lot better than the opener actually.
Two white lights. That good lift.
Now raising to 337.5 kilograms for Sergey Ganshinets from Russia.
Sergey from Russia, 337.5 kilograms.
17.5 kilo jump, but his opener was very, very smooth. Sergey is the current deadlift world record holder in this class, so his best lift is still to come.
.5 kilograms. Good speed through there. Really used the momentum to stand that back up at 337.5.
Stopped a bit at the middle, but he was able to push it through, and 3 white lights moves him to the second place.
Really used that speed to push him back through that sticking point. Razlo Olek from Poland, 360 kilograms.
He's really looking to setting up already for
42 years of age,
of the world record.
29 years experience lifting.
Multiple World Games champion, multiple world champion.
Current world record holder, 367.5 kilograms. Is he going to look at breaking that today?
And of course, he also holds the total world record at 905 kilos. A little bit shaky, but sets up quickly.
Stands that up without any problems. We have an M1 lifter who holds the open world record and the M1 world record. Is he going to take a crack at that today? Juan looking at 220 kilograms for his third lift.
The bar is loaded.
And Yaroslav Olek just put in the card for 368 kilos.
He is going to take a crack at that world record.
This is only 7 kilos under the open world record in the 83 kilo class.
220 kilograms for Juan from Chinese Taipei. His opening 2 lifts made them look very easy.
Yeah, he still is 50 kilos under his personal best. So he's just building the total. Again, very easy.
3 white lights, 220 kilos and 3 from 3.
Now raising to 300 kilograms for the Japanese
Nobuyuki
lifter.
Hamada from Japan, looking for 300 kilograms. Couldn't quite get this on his second attempt. Wants to be rectifying this now.
Had a bit of struggle at the lockout with the knees and also the depth.
The bar is loaded.
We'll see what he can do this time.
So important for the lifters to stand it up confidently out of the rack. Really engage those neural pathways. Let the body know it's ready for this. Let the mind know it's capable. 300 kilograms. Ryuki from Japan, 300 kilograms. He's got plenty of time on the clock there to take his time to get set up. Plenty of tightness in those knee wraps. That suit in nice and tight. Looks a little more confident in the walkout with this one. A little bit of hesitation there.
Starts
into the hole. Much better speed out of the hole in this one.
Did he lock it out properly this time? No.
Referees say he didn't get depth and didn't quite lock out of that start position. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Ming Hui Lin, Taipei, 322.5 kilograms.
He jumped 2.5 from his failed second attempt.
He's 22.5 kilos more than his personal best at 300 kilograms.
Which was his opening lift, but so it was also quite a bit of a struggle.
He didn't get 320. He's gone to 322 now. It's an interesting decision from the athlete and the coach there to jump to that 222.5. I'm sure they've gone at the back and tweaked the suit a little bit, tightened up the wraps. Give that little bit of extra power.
No. Oh, a lot of work for the spotters.
Good job on the spotters there, making sure our lifter was safe. Been doing a fantastic job the last couple of days. It's not an easy job out there spotting, making those decisions. Mikola Bonik, Ukraine, 327.5 kilograms. A successful 310 and a successful 322.5. Just under his personal best at 330 kilograms.
This lift won't give him a medal in the squat, but he's trying to build a total, which is of course the most important thing.
Got a little bit of a battle going on there for those medals. We've got a world record holder sitting in first place for the squats. $327.5 kilograms. This will give him fourth place. Used a lot of length in those knee wraps and really lengthened them out there across the thigh.
No, just too heavy.
Couldn't quite get through that sticking point there. Just a little bit too much for him today. Johnny Miento, Indonesia, 330 kilograms.
This will move him into the bronze medal position in the squat. And also he needs this lift to stay in the contest for the medals in the total at the end. Quite a risky jump of 20 kilos.
330 kilograms. Missed his opener at 310, got on the second attempt, now jumping up to 330 kilograms. It's going to be a tough ask for Donny.
But both of his first two attempts looked very easy. He had some problem with the depth. So this is very possible.
Confident walkout. Sets very fast. Stands up through that midsection. Let's see what the referees say.
Was the depth okay this time? Yes.
2 white lights, that's enough to put him on the board.
And current bronze medal position in the squat.
Next lifter looking at 337.5, Andrei Prokopenko from Kazakhstan. It's a 337.5. This should put him back up there. The bronze position on weight, 337.5.
He will not be better than Sergei Gaskinets because he's heavier.
The bar is loaded.
337.5 kilograms.
Looks like he uses very, very tight suit and wraps. He gets
getting every little advantage he can.
Shakes a little bit, but sets it up. Gets the command. Very confident, but
cannot
bit
push
too
through that
heavy.
midsection though. 337.5 kilos, just a little bit too much for Andre today.
Sorry, now left.
So Donny Mayanto just got the bronze medal in the squat.
45 kilograms for
Sergei Gaskinets will stay at the second.
345 kilograms for Sergei. He's already holding the second position here for the squats. And this will just make sure he adds a little bit more to his total.
And if he is successful, he might give a little bit of a push to Yaroslav Oleg.
This will
Not a lot of
certainly
in front.
allow him to stay in touch with him for the rest of the competition today. Getting this lift is not just about the medals, but it's also about building that total. You really want to be going 3 from 3 on this.
And if we look at the prognosis, Sergei is only 13 kilos behind Yaroslav if they both make the third lifts.
Gold medal overall is certainly going to come down to the last lift of the day.
Sergei looks confident, sets his feet.
Good speed through that bottom there.
And a
Couldn't
bit
quite
too
push through
heavy.
the midsection though. A little bit disappointing for Sergei there, 345 kilograms. Couldn't quite push through that sticking point.
now we need
And now the highlight of this
Yaroslav,
squat session.
368 kilograms. This is for an open world record and for an M1 world record. 368 kilograms.
Can Yaroslav beat his 2 years old, his own record from Stavanger, Norway?
368 kilograms, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a lot of Polish fans in the house. Also, every other lifter is cheering for Yaroslav. Everybody wants him to make this record.
The bar is loaded. .368 kilograms. Open world record. M1 world record.
The entire hall watches in the silence. Yaroslav sets it up. Gets the command.
Good speed, good speed.
Very good, very fast
Wait for
lift.
the referees. Do we have a new world record?
Was it? And unfortunately,
Oh,
no
disappointing.
lift.
Didn't get depth there. Certainly wasn't too heavy for him. Just couldn't get the depth on that. Looks like his coach is actually going to contest this at the jury panel.
for the bench press.
Let's see what they say.
Yaroslav had some struggle with depth on his third attempt. He was turned down at the World Games at 365.
The coach is
Now
at the
again
jury
at
panel there.
368.
No luck from the jury by the looks of it. That's the end of our squat session. We'll take a 10-minute break. We'll be right back after this for the bench press and watch these 74 kilo class men fight it out for the medals. I'm Gary Williams, this is Ruben from Slovenia, and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Hi, and welcome back to the men's 74 kilo session here in Czechia, 2017 IPF Open Men's and Women's World Championship. This is Elliot Feldman here with Gary Williams. How you doing, Gary?
Well, look, it's been a fantastic competition so far the last 2 days. We've seen world records fall every couple of days here. Got new world records happening, new world record attempts. We just missed a world record there in the squat. So close, but just couldn't quite get depth at 368 kilograms. It's really shaping up to be a good competition here at the 74 kilo class.
All right, we're loading the bar now for our first lifter in Flight A, Marius Brito, 100 kilos on the bar, this 74 kilo class.
Nice easy lift there to open the day.
And is an easy opener. Looked like he is opening raw with just a t-shirt, so we'll see when he goes. Probably going to put on a shirt in the back and try to make a shot there for Brito. All right, next up, Milan Dano from Czech Republic, 155 kilos on the bar.
Out in front of his home crowd today. He'll certainly be one to look like putting on a good performance. Nothing quite like doing a World Championships in your home country. 155 kilograms.
All right, bar is loaded for Milan Dano, Czech Republic, 155 kilos. I mean, we saw quite a lot in the squats. There were some huge squats. Oleg looked as good as he'd looked since probably 2011, 2013, in that range.
Yeah, looked so close to getting a 368. Certainly wasn't too heavy for him, just couldn't quite get down deep enough.
It just was a little bit high, but it was moving fast from his 345 opener through his 360 second attempt. It just, everything looked light on his back. Even that 368 looked light. Right now, Milan Dano's up 155.
Really pulling that bar down to the chest. Nice and fast through that lift there.
All right, let's see what the referees say. All right, three white lights for him. You know, I'm wondering if the next jump is going to be a little bit easier for him, because watch here as he expends a lot of energy pulling the bar down to his chest.
Yeah, certainly a lot of work with that shirt. That shirt's very tight.
Yep.
Really had a lot of work there to get that down to the chest to make that touch.
All righty, Michael Steelbauer's up, 160 kilos from Austria.
$160 kilograms. Really getting tight through that system. It seemed too difficult to pull that down. Probably see a little bit of adjustment in that shirt for his next lift. Certainly wasn't too tight there.
No, not at all. Now, Brito, that opened just with a t-shirt raw, is passing second and third attempts, so he will get credited with just 100 kilos, and we're going to cut down that A flight by one athlete. So,
Mario from Austria, 185 kilograms. It shouldn't be too much of a challenge for an opening lift for him.
no, not at all. Very, very strong bencher. Good bencher, solid. Had a best squat of 265.
You can see that shirt. They haven't really pulled it as tight as they can yet, so there's a lot more to come from him today. Easy down to the chest there. Lots of speed out of the chest. Very fast lift.
That is a very easy opener, referees say. 3 white lights, there we go, looks good.
Interesting to see what they do and tighten that shirt up a little bit. Let's see what his next lift is. Alex Ochoa from Ecuador, 190 kilograms.
Alex Ochoa is up. Ecuador, 190.
What's the current world record for this class at the moment?
It is 245, I believe. So there's nobody from this flight that actually the Mongolian from Flight A can take a shot at it. And then Baranik from Flight B flight, OX flight, has a shot at it also. Right now, Alex Ochoa, 190.
Really working that bar down to the chest. Lots of speed. Really got the power in that shirt there.
There he goes. The referees say 3 white lights. Good to go there. All right, next lifter up is Diego Antonio Jimenez from Argentina, 200 kilos.
200 kilogram opening lift.
I mean, that's a big lift for somebody only 74 kilos.
That's 12.5 kilos under his personal best. Shouldn't struggle too much with this one.
Yeah, it's funny that the bench is the one that can be so in and out for people. You seem to be able to control the squat a lot, control the bench. Sometimes for control the deadlift. Sometimes for big benchers, they can be either hit or miss.
Yeah, look, as we saw in the women's flights as well, we saw so many missed lifts in those opening bench presses.
Right now, Diego Antonio Jimenez, Argentina, 200 kilos.
Good speed off the chest, just couldn't quite push through that sticking point there.
Nope. And again, that may be he needs more weight on that shirt. It looked like he was really fighting that.
Hard work pulling that down there.
All right.
Really had to work it down to the chest.
Antonio Mastro Lorenzo from France is up 205 kilos. And I want people at home to notice how great the technique is on these bench pressers. They are not just throwing the heaviest weight possible on this bench press and trying to muscle it up. The form is fantastic. There's a start, there's a press command once the bar is motionless on the chest, and then there is a rack command.
Yeah, look, powerlifting is so much about technique. It's not just about how strong you are. It's technique, it's bar path, it's neural pathways. It's that consistency in training. We were talking about yesterday that every lift needs to be the same, whether it's just the bar or whether it's 200 kilograms. Every single lift needs to be practiced the same way.
The best lifters do some bar path work, like in the bench press. Let's say they may be, able to bench 275, and they may do bar path work with 125, just doing singles, setting up, taking everything they would in a competition.
205 kilograms. This should be a good lift. Fair way from his PB. Very smooth lift there.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Alrighty, Gambatar Lamjao from Mongolia.
225 kilograms, weighing in at 72.3.
So let's see where this goes. The Mongolians traditionally are very good bench pressers, so let's see how this opener goes for him. To give you an idea, he had a best squat of 245. He is opening at 225.
20 kilos
in the bench press
squat.
I know what he's come here for today. Let's see if this opener goes well enough that he'll be able to make that come true on his third.
Really getting up on those shoulders there. Trying to get everything he can out of that shirt. Pulls that down. Very fast, 225.
All right, let's see what the referees say. The crowd's happy. Nope. But
unfortunately, 2 red lights there. Looks like his butt might have lifted off the ground.
Came up. And from where we are, we're sitting at a lower angle, but I saw the hips kind of flex. It came up a lot. So let's see
from the replay here.
Side cam here on the replay. Gary, you want to take us through this?
Yeah, you can see certainly he's pushed hard through the legs there. Those hips have come up and pushed the buttocks off the ground. So as we know in the rules, the buttocks has to stay in contact, at least 50% in contact with the bench at all times. And we've seen daylight through there. We're disappointed with that. It wasn't a heavy lift for him.
No, not heavy at all. It looked light, actually. All right, Milan Dano's up, 162.5 kilos from Czechia.
He's added 7.5 kilos to this lift. Again, it shouldn't be overly challenging for him. Get a 230 kilo squat. He's coming out of the bench press here, just doing his job. Gonna take the widest grip he can get here. So there's rings on the bar 81 centimeters apart. That's as far out as they're allowed to go. See, they've tightened that shirt up a little bit there. That's a lot of hard work pulling that down. Good speed off the chest, a little bit of hesitation. Let's see what the referees say.
Let's see, you know, the bar came up. Let's see if they say it's smooth. And it is. 3 white lights.
See, they pulled that shirt a little bit tighter on that lip. He really had to work to get that down to his chest.
All right, Stillbauer's up, Austria. Michael Stillbauer, 170 kilos. He was good on his opener of 160 kilos. Bars loaded for Stillbauer.
A PB of 155 kilos there, so
he's having a great
day.
day.
A really good lift for him.
He's having a really good day. You know, and that was an easy opener too, so it says that his PB was 155. That 160 looked very comfortable. 170, let's see how it goes here. It's Michael Stillbauer, Austria.
Easy down to the chest there. Very fast off the chest. Wow, that just looked easy, didn't it?
That was easier than the opener. I think, again, that 10 extra kilos really helped him get
that down to the chest. Really fast.
Yep.
No struggle at all there.
All right, Mario Seefriedsberg is up from Austria, 192.5.
So this is 2.5 kilos above his PB. He's going to be competing for 5 years.
All right, Seefriedsberger's up now, 192.5 after being good on his opening attempt of 185.
For those viewers at home, have a look as they walk out in the position of their shirts. You can see the coaches have been out the back making adjustments as they put the weight up a little bit as well. You see it just changing the sleeve position, a little bit of a change in the chest plate on this one. I'm going to try and get a little bit more power out of it. You see he's had to pull that down very hard. Very quick off the chest there.
All right, gets up 1925 for Mario. And
unfortunately, we've got 2 red lights there. Looks like he's lifted his butt as well there.
Yep, generally it's two yellows on the side. It's going to be buttocks. Let's see here. We have a very good view.
So he's pushed very hard through there and just lifted those hips up, breaking away from the bench.
All right, bar has been called loaded for Alex Ochoa, Ecuador, 200 kilos after being good at 190. Had a best squat of 300. He's got a good day going so far for Alex. Let's see if he keeps it going here. 200 kilo second attempt bench.
He certainly looked comfortable under the 190 before, so got the Super Katana shirt there. Technology in the shirts in today's quick bench is just absolutely amazing. There's so many changes in shirts in such a short period of time now. Really working that bar down. And speed off the chest there.
All right.
There at the top.
Referees say no good, 2-1.
Unfortunately, 2 red lights there. A little bit disappointing. It certainly wasn't overly heavy for him.
No, it didn't look overly heavy for him, but if you watch, there's a bar dip called by 2 of the 3 referees. We're seeing it here now in instant replay.
Just a little bit of a twist there, a little bit of a dip.
There you go, and you saw that little bit of a dip there. All right, Diego Antonio Jimenez, Argentina, is up 200 kilos, a retake of his opening attempt. And I think, honestly, Gary, it's not enough weight for him to get down.
Yeah, look, his PB is 212.5 kilos. This shouldn't be a hard lift for him at all.
No.
He's really got to work this down to his chest, though. Just, that shirt is super tight across the chest there. Couldn't quite get that locked out.
You know, my advice would be to him to go 202.5 or even 205.
Really working hard to bring that down to his chest.
The weight does not look heavy. It's controlled the entire way.
He's expending a lot of energy pulling that down and missing out on the opportunity to take the power out of that shirt.
Alrighty. Antonio Master Lorenzo's up. France, 210 kilos. Good at a 205 kilo opener. Taking a very modest 5 kilos. Smart. Trying to build his total here for Antonio Master Lorenzo.
2.5 squats, so he's having a fairly solid day today. Those are huge amounts of weights to be holding in your hand. Very smooth lift there. And he doesn't have the speed that most lifters have, but very smooth through that whole lift.
There he goes. 3 white lights from Master Lorenzo from France. All right, next lifter up. Gambatar Lamjov from Mongolia, retaking 225. The weight was very light for him, Gary, but his buttocks came up.
He certainly didn't have any problem with the weight at all. 225 was an easy lift for him. He shouldn't be a problem at all. Really just got to focus on that anterior pelvic tilt, really just pushing the buttocks down toward the bench and forcing it to stay there. Tightening up through the legs.
This is a technique issue. It has nothing to do with strength. Lamjov definitely has the strength to push this.
We keep saying about powerlifting that technique is such an important part of powerlifting. It's one thing I drill in with my athletes all the time. Technique. Don't rush it. Take your time, get it right, and practice the right way.
All right, here we go. Lamjov 225.
Certainly isn't a strength issue.
All right, let's see what happens on the sides. All right, good 2 to 1.
He's on the board at 225.
So now the question becomes here, what do you want to do here? You want to put himself, he's in the A flight. Does he try to put himself in place for a bench press medal? Or does he maybe swing and go for the world record here? So we'll see in a moment.
Yeah, look, it's going to be some tough calls for him. There's some big benches in the next flight as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's certainly going to be wanting to do everything he can to push himself up through the rankings there. He's a world record out of reach. I mean, 225 looked very easy for him.
The weight is not a problem. Again, it was the technique. Even he was good 2 to 1 on that one. All right, Milan Dano's up, Czech Republic, 170 kilos on the bar.
It'd be interesting to see what they do. As a coach, I think I'd be really looking at the day in whole, looking at the big day, see if I can get another one on the board for him. As much as the world record would be nice. Technique-wise, is he able to push that world record through and still keep the buttocks down?
Yep. All right, now Dano's up 170.
Just cannot quite get that off his chest there. Just lost the tightness at the bottom there.
So Lamjov has in 230. I think that's a good selection. 230, if he makes it, puts him in good stead for a medal in the bench press.
Just chipping away at that total for the day.
And things might have been a little bit different. They might have made a different third attempt. Well, they would have made a different third attempt selection. Had he made that opener of 225, maybe would have extended himself a little bit. But it's just, like you were saying earlier, it's a little bit out of reach. 225 to 245.
Yeah,
that is a huge jump in the bench press.
I imagine plan A was to maybe certainly look at that record of the 225 opener, had to come off, but having failed that opener, plan B goes into play now.
All right, Michael Stillbauer's up, Austria, 180 kilos.
The tightness through that shirt. Just shift him offline a little bit there. Managed to get it back though.
Wow. Let's see. Referees say good, 2-1.
Just see as he's pulling that down there, the shirt. She should have shifted him just offline a little bit. Landed that a little bit lower than what he would have liked to.
All right. Mario Seyfriedberger's up, Austria, 192.5. He's trying to pace his countrymen here. Just hit a very good, solid 180 kilo third attempt. Mario Seyfriedberger, Austria, 192.5.
Really getting everything out of that shirt they can. Couldn't push through that sticking point.
All right. So he's
sticking point of the momentum off the chest there.
So he's going to get credit with his opener of 185. He missed that 192.5 twice. All right. Next up now is Diego Antonio Jimenez, Argentina, 200 kilos.
Really important lift here. He's missed the 200 kilos this first and second attempt. It really has to get this on the board now. Again, this shouldn't be difficult for him. 212.5 is his PB. He's got 7 years competition experience. Really needs to focus on that technique, getting the whole system tight, tightening up through the legs in the midsection there to make sure that butt stays down. A 285 kilo squat.
Let's see what the referees say now. It came up smooth. Referees say good, 2-1. There you go, 2-1. Let's watch it here and see what you think. Was it?
He said he changed his pushing position a little bit. Didn't have to work as hard to get that bar down to the chest on this one either. So they might have moved that shirt around a little bit just to save a little bit of energy on the descent.
All right, Alex Ochoa's up now, 205. Good at 190, 10 kilo jump to 200. Now very sensible 5 kilo jump to 205 for Alex Ochoa, Ecuador.
Certainly didn't look like he had any trouble with that.
No, not at all. Clean press. And 3 white lights for Alex Ochoa.
Yeah, big smile on his face. He's happy with that finish.
All right, Antonio Macho-Lorenzo is up now from France. 215 kilos on the bar. Good at 205, then 210. Now calling very symmetrical 5 kilo jumps to 215 kilos. Bar is loaded for Antonio Macho-Lorenzo.
So still 5 kilos under his personal best, so I imagine he shouldn't struggle too much with this lift. He's getting out there, doing his job. 302.5 kilo squat. Taking his time getting that set up right. Still got 20 seconds on the clock. Pushing that down to the chest.
I think
Again, not a lot of speed there.
I think he jumped that rack command, just didn't really come up. Yep, there you go. Just didn't make it. Into the back.
Started to pull backwards on it.
All right. Gambitar Lamjav's up now. Mongolia 230 kilos. So let's see if this 5 kilos more helps him a little bit, gets that bar down a little bit faster.
A little bit faster for him, saving a little bit of energy there. Gonna make sure he stays tight through the bottom.
All right, and then after this, we move into our B flight.
.230 kilograms. Very fast there. Looks like he might have had a bit of a bar.
Let's see what happened with the butt here, though.
Yeah, 2 red lights there, unfortunately.
You just see it when it's moving that much. There's that much stroke to it. It's got to be a big space under there. You go. Look at that.
Yeah,
Wow.
There's not much movement around there. We've got energy going to all other parts instead of energy into the bar, and that's pushing the hips up.
The other thing is, too, is he's giving up contact with the bench, which means he's not getting the bench to push into a little bit. You know, the strongest structure in architecture and engineering is an arch, right?
That's right.
Right. So it's nearly indestructible. And what he does is when he picks his hips up, he's giving up that arch of his spine.
Yeah, all of a sudden you take away that structural point, and all of a sudden you've created a new area for movement, a new area for energy to go. And instead of going into the bar, now it's going into other places.
Alrighty, Mingwei Lin is up from Chinese Taipei, 65 kilos on the bar. He had a very good 300 kilo squat.
I think he might be carrying a bit of an injury here.
And a lot of times what happens is these athletes get injured and they're not going to pass up a trip to World Championships.
Yeah, just looking at an opportunity to put a score on the board here.
Again, it'll be interesting to see if, like Brito, he just takes an opener and then passes on it. Or is he just taking that and going to put a shirt on? Let's see. We'll obviously see when they put in the other attempts. All right, right now we're loading the bar to 140 kilos for Yi Sin Quan, Chinese Taipei, 140 kilos.
So just under double body weight here. Squatter's doing a fantastic job out there today. Certainly not an easy job to be standing up there loading plates and spotting bars all day.
Not at all. And, you know, these guys are going to be doing it 2 sessions a day for a week. Tomorrow there are 3 sessions here, morning, afternoon, and evening.
Yeah, we get to sit back in our nice comfy chairs, get thrown kibble.
Well, I'll be with you in the morning for the morning session. In the evening session, I will be chief referee. So you want to make comments about my shiny, beautiful head?
We just won't make any comments about the referees right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Very quick lift.
He who lives in glass house. And so on. All right. Good lift, 3 white lights for Quan there. All right. Load the bar now to 180 kilos for Dani Bianto, Indonesia, 180 kilos.
Pushing up past double body weight now. Interesting to see where they go with their second on this. He hasn't got a lot of tightness in that shirt yet.
Not at all.
Should be a nice, easy opener for him.
I think is that a katana on? I think
that's a super
I
katana.
can't see
Yeah,
it.
super katana.
Super katana. Well, that was the loosest super katana I've ever seen.
Yeah, not a lot of tightness there.
There we go.
So you didn't really get that power out of the shirt either.
No.
Obviously 180 wasn't a hard lift for him.
All right, load the bar now to 205 kilo for Sergei Gashinets, Russia, 205 kilos. Sergei had a good squat of 337.5, and he is a great deadlifter, Sergei. So right here now, opening attempt bench press, 205.
In a PB of 212.5, so it should be a really good easy opening for him.
And even though he's not a young guy, he's still making progress in his bench press. He's moving up. His squat has always been real strong. You know, world record holder in the deadlift.
337.5 kilo squat there.
Yep.
Opening with 205 bench. He's keeping himself in touch.
Yep. But he is constantly improving his bench press.
Excellent job by the spotters there. You just see that shirt. I was saying yesterday how that shirt can really take control and move you in the direction you don't want to. It takes so much of your body strength and so much control just to guide that bar to where you want it against what the shirt wants to do. And you can just see there, shirt just pushed him back, and once those elbows start to flare, there's just no way you can save that. The spotters did a fantastic job of grabbing that bar.
All right, now load the bar to 210 kilos for Yaroslav Olek.
So a fantastic day, just missing out on that, breaking his own world record in the squat there at 368.
I have not seen him squat that well and have the bar look that light on him
at 368
in about 5 years.
Quicker than his 360.
Oh yeah,
absolutely fantastic. M1 and open record holder for the squats. A little bit unstable there. Very smooth back up through the chest there.
Beautiful opening attempt by Olek.
Referees are happy.
There you go. 3 white lights. All right, loading the bar down to 215 kilos. Good number Yuki Hamada, Japan.
Always good to see the Japanese team in the bench press. A bit of a tradition for being very good with their bench press. With a PB of 227.5, so you shouldn't struggle with this too much.
The Japanese usually have immaculate technique in the bench press. If you want to learn nearly perfect technique,
certainly be watching the Japanese. They've really managed to master that tightness through the system, really get those bar parts just right, especially in the equipped bench. $215 kilograms. Really working that down to his chest. Fast off the chest there. Able to use that momentum to push through the sticking point.
All right, referees say here. Good, 2-1.
That's good enough.
All right, Mikola Baranek, 220 kilos on the bar.
$220 kilograms from the Ukraine. Not imagining this to be too much of a struggle for him to open with. Good squat there at 322.5. Very fast off the chest. Locks that out of the top.
All righty. There you go, 2-1 for Baranek.
That's all he needs. 220 on the board.
All right, load the bar for Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan, 230 kilos.
230 kilos, weighing in at 73.5.
So Lin from Chinese Taipei, that opened at 65 kilos in the t-shirt, has passed on his second and third attempts, as did Brito in the first flight.
As we know, we only have to put one number on the board. We don't have to do all 3 lifts.
Right now, Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan, up to 130 kilos. This lift right here could set up his day in the bench press very well.
230 kilograms. Certainly made that look easy.
Well, I think he may be going up.
Certainly made that look very easy, 230 kilograms. Still lots of room to work that shirt a little bit more as well.
It's going to be interesting to see what he puts in here. Alrighty, UC Kwan is up 145 kilos. Right, so the record is 245, and he just kind of crushed.
Yeah, he certainly took ownership of 230 kilos.
Crushed 230.
Might be planning on having a little bit of a sneak peek at that.
All right, he is going for 240. So if he makes that, he's setting himself up for the 245.5. Instead of going 7.5 kilos and 7.5 kilos, he split it, taking 10 now, and then he's going to take the 5 he needs later.
A little bit easier lift for the record.
Yep. Right now, Kwan is up 145 kilos. Wow.
Certainly making that look like pretty easy homework.
Wow, that was easy homework, wasn't it? That's the one you come home and Dad says, "Are you done?" I go, "I am now."
That was a very, very quick lift.
All right, Donnie Mayanos up. Indonesia, 185 kilos, good. At 180 first. Generally, you're going to see symmetrical but much smaller increases in the bench press than you do certainly in the squat.
Yeah, I mean, the bench press is a tough one. I mean, 2.5 kilos, 5 kilos, these sorts of weights, even those small increments can be enough to really put you on the back foot.
Right, since the bench press is such less shock to the body, you need to take smaller jumps. You don't need to be as conservative on an opening attempt, percentage-wise, as you would in the squat. And Mayano, just not enough.
Just couldn't quite lock that out at the top there. It didn't look hard coming off his chest, but just
not at all.
Just couldn't get those triceps to engage enough to lock it out.
Alrighty. Gashinets is now coming up 205 kilos. Missed this on his opener. Just wasn't even close. He came off the chest, and the bubble just threw him right off.
Really needs to put this one on the board. 337.5 squat. Really good result there. Really needs to get this one on the board to stay in touch in any way whatsoever. If he misses this lift, it's going to put a lot of pressure on him for that third lift. And we saw that he did a PB of 212.5, so in reality this shouldn't be a tough lift for him. But in the opening lift he really struggled with it. The shirt pushed him in the wrong direction. It really requires a lot of upper body strength just to guide that bar down to exactly where you want it. Otherwise that shirt takes control and pushes you in all sorts of directions. Get off the chest. Did we see a bar dip there?
Hard to tell from that angle. Let's see what the referees say. It is no good, 2-1.
He'll be extremely displaced. He's going to have a lot of pressure on that third lift now.
Looks like probably head and bar dip.
He's certainly fast off the chest there. Looks like the butt came up a little bit as well.
All right, Yaroslav Olek is up, 215 kilos. Pretty well manhandled that 210. He's taken, as we were saying, the smaller 5 kilo increase here, just trying to build his total.
Yeah, it's certainly a lot more achievable to make those smaller increments. This command, he's already got a 360 kilo squat. He's already sitting in a really good position. Doesn't want to be doing anything silly here. Just take those smaller jumps, just be consistent through the bench, get those numbers on the board.
There you go.
Very powerful through there.
Now, Oleg
3 white lights.
Oleg has got a lot riding on this today, and the reason is that he is one of the best lifters in the history of the IPF, and it shows. I believe if he wins today, it will be his 16th straight. 16th straight.
16th, I believe.
Open world title.
220 kilograms.
Actually, it'll be his 17th.
17th. That's quite an impressive record. So he'll be looking at just doing his job in the bench press. Nothing silly. Just couldn't get it off his chest there. You could see his chest sort of sunk down to the bottom there, lost all that tightness, lost the power out of the suit, couldn't make use of it.
Expending so much energy to get that bar down.
Really had to work to pull that bar down to his chest there. And there goes the bar sliding back on the chest there, losing that power out of the suit.
All right, Mikola Baranek, Ukraine is up 227.5 kilos. Made quick work of that 220. That's 7.5 kilos was a pretty good jump there, Gary.
Yeah, this is still under his personal best, so it shouldn't be too much of a challenge here. Should be able to push this one up quite quickly.
You know, he's also trying to build a total here because depending on what happens with Gashinets, who's already missed his first 2 attempts in the bench press and really wasn't close on either one, depending on how that goes, Baranek is in bronze medal position.
Yeah, look, he's
based
certainly
on
got an
that.
opportunity. He's 322.5 squat there, 220 bench, over 227.5 now.
I mean, he's solidly in 4th place right now, but that 4th place considers Gashinets making his bench press to be in 2nd place.
That's right, so it really is an opportunity for anyone here, those top few positions. Push that very smoothly.
Yep. And referees say good, 2-1. All right, loading the bar now for Andrei Prokopenko.
Kazakhstan with 240 kilograms. So he opened at 230, made very short work at 230. Looking at 240 now, setting himself up to take that, maybe taking a crack at that record.
So this is a personal best for him, but he made quick work of that opener of 230 kilos.
230 certainly looks like an easy day at the park for him.
240 might even fly more.
A little bit extra weight, in that little bit of extra energy in the shirt. You can see they've really tightened that shirt up across the top there as well. Really adjusted that chest panel. You're going to get as much out of this as they can. Certainly didn't look too hard.
All right, that's what the referees say. All right, time to put
240 kilos.
Time to put it on the bar.
Let's see what he does.
45.5, put it on the bar. All right, up now. Start of 3rd attempt, Donny Bayano, Indonesia, 185 kilos.
Just keep an eye on this board here and see what Prokopenko does. He can take his time putting that lift nomination in. $185 kilos for Donny here.
He missed this on his 2nd attempt.
245.5 Prokopenko has put in for that world record attempt.
If I could just play the lotto like that, I would be okay.
Very fast off the chest there.
All right, good. 3 white lights. All right, here we go. This is for all the marbles for Gashinets here. He missed 205 twice. He's taking it on 3rd time.
has to put this one on the board now.
The issue is here is that if he doesn't put this up on the board, the chance of him extending his own world record in the deadlift goes by the wayside for him.
Very much so. He has to get this on the board, not just for his total, but for his confidence to hit those deadlifts as well.
Yep.
At the moment with 337.5 squat, he gets this 205 bench. He still gives himself a little bit of a chance there. Lots faster down to the chest there. You really didn't have to work that down to the chest that time.
And that's the way that equipped benching will look. You'll look terrible your 2 attempts.
205, he just made that look very easy.
And they just manhandled the third. You'll look like somebody's buried. There's no way they can stand the meat. You don't really see that on squat too much.
He really took control of that bench press, really pulled that down to the chest fast, built up that energy in the shirt, really exploded off the chest.
You know, that's why he's standing in second place right now overall. Or fourth place overall, but we're moving in second, so it's good.
He's certainly put himself back in touch now.
Oh, yeah. He's in control of his own destiny here, both for the world record and for a medal. All right, right now, Hamada's up 220 kilos. Again, you know, he kind of got smushed a little bit there on his second at 220, and this could be a very easy for him with a little technique.
Using a lot of energy to try and pull that down to the chest there.
No, and it looked like when he started making his push, his elbows just couldn't stay where they needed to be and just started floating. The bar started floating. Take a look here on this replay. Guide us through this, Gary.
Once those elbows put it in, you see the chest. A little bit of a hesitation in the chest there, but as he lifts that up, the bar path just wobbles out of line a little bit. Just can't get it back under control. Once that starts to move offline, you've lost the power of the shirt. And once you lose the power of the shirt, you're really not going to be able to push through that.
All right, here he comes. This will be a personal best for Yaroslav Oleg. So into his 40s.
Masters won an open world record holder for squat.
Defending his 16 consecutive world titles. He is going to set a personal best in the bench if he makes this.
Absolutely fantastic. 220. He's having a fantastic day today. You know, and that bench does an awful lot for him right there. That was absolutely fantastic bench.
Not only is that a PB, but it puts him in line because I think, judging by the way he looks in the squat and the way he looks in the bench press, I'm willing to bet.
That was experience there. He looked at the bar path, and he brought that bar down to his chest there. He really got out of line. His experience was able to bring that back into position, use the power of the shirt, and get that bench press done.
All right, right now, Baranik's up 232.5, good at 220, 7.5 kilo jump to 227.5, a 5 kilo jump, 232.5 for Mikola Baranik, Ukraine.
Second place here for the bench press. Very quick down to the chest there. Couldn't quite keep control of that on the way back up again.
I mean, he's in third place right now, but after openers in the deadlift, he's solidly in fourth place.
That's certainly going to change a few things there.
But wow.
Prokopenko now looking for that world record attempt, 245.5 kilograms.
Right.
This is a really big lift for him. His previous PB was 237.5. Already broken that with 240. Now he's looking at that world record, 245.5 kilograms.
So this will be world record bench if he makes this here, and also put him in good stead going into the deadlifts. Only 2.5 kilos behind Gachinet's for the
certainly gives him the opportunity
for the
to stay in
silver
touch
medal.
there. Yep.
And if he makes this, then he makes Gachinet's really work hard on his deadlift and maybe hold his deadlift back to just try to get the medal instead of the world record. But right now, Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan up 245.5 world record.
Looks smooth in control. Can he drive that through? Doesn't look like it's dipped. Oh, we've got a bit of a bar dip there. Couldn't quite get that lock out.
All right.
It's a fantastic attempt at 245.5.
All right, so he's going to get credited with 240 in there right now.
It still gives him the gold medal for the bench press there.
All right, so again, we're still in the same place. After openers, though, Gachinet's now will be ahead by 7.5 kilos over Prokopenko, so that was kind of a bit of a swing there. Oleg's running away with this thing.
But once again, though, it's going to come down to second place, third place. It's
going
to come down to the deadlifts again.
There's going to be a big battle between the silver and the bronze, huge. But here we got to look for with Oleg too. He's opening at 300 kilos. I think the way the day is going for him, we could probably look for possibly a PB attempt.
He is having an absolutely fantastic day. I can't imagine why we wouldn't be looking for a PB on deadlifts today. He is just absolutely on fire today.
And I think he's setting this thing up to try to win best lifter again. You know, if you look at, he came in not even close to the 74, right? He came in at 70.
He's 73.5.
A kilo almost under.
So he's had plenty of weight to play with. His mathematical formula for the coefficient is going to certainly put him in a really good position for that best lifter.
So that works for him. So we'll see what happens. See if he smokes that opener and then what he goes for. But come on back and join us. We look forward to Oleg trying to become best lifter through his deadlift and then his total, and then possibly a world record attempt by Sergey Gachinets. Going to join us back in about
8 minutes.
8.5 minutes. And welcome back to the World Open Powerlifting Championships, Pilsen, Czech Republic. 2017 Open Worlds, men's and women. Right now in the afternoon session, we have the Open men, 74 kilograms. We're going into the deadlift. I'm Elliot Feldman, and I'm here with Gary Williams. How you doing, Gary?
Look, it's fantastic to be here today. Viva TV doing a fantastic job here as well. Obviously, look at us barking for another pay rise there, increasing the kibbles. It's going to be a fantastic battle here in the deadlift, particularly for that second and third place here. You see Oleg with his total overall has really sort of run away with it here. But we're looking at a really big battle here for second and third place as well.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Oleg looks like he's going to cruise to over a 900 kilo total.
Yeah, look, his predicted total at the moment with just his open deadlift is 880, so I'd imagine he's going to surpass that 900 total. What's the current total world record for this weight class at the moment?
Total world record is, I'm sure it is
905, I think.
905. 905, and he came in at 895 qualifying total.
So look, we might even see him take a crack at that world record.
Oh, yeah. It's only 25 kilos. So I think what he's going to wind up with also here to do that is a personal best deadlift. It'll be one of the best days he's ever had.
Absolutely. Milan Dano now opening with 200 kilos in Czechia.
Wow, Milan Dano.
Very nice conventional deadlift there. Haven't seen a lot of conventional deadlifts through this competition so far.
Now, generally in these lighter classes, in the middleweights and the lightweights that we've seen up till now, you don't really see that. You'll see a little bit more of that when you get up to about the 105 kilos. But below 105, almost everybody is sumo deadlift, which is wide, kind of setting up like a sumo wrestler. Right now,
Brito, Poland.
A 200 kilo opener, squatted 100 kilos, benched 100 kilos. With this opening pull, he will double his total.
Very easy opening lift there.
And there we go. All righty, next up, 210 kilos on Michael Stillbauer, Austria. We're now in Flight A, 74 kilo men, Pilsen, Czech Republic.
We're only in day 2 of the competition, and already we're seeing monstrous amounts of world records fall. Lots of world record attempts. Some absolutely amazing performances here in Czechia this week.
I mean, we've already seen, we're in 74 kilos. We have already seen a 368 kilo attempt. Just absolutely crazy. Right now, Stillbauer, easy opener of 210. See what the referees say for him. And certainly, 3 white lights.
Certainly making that look like an easy day at the office there.
All right, Gambatar Lamjov, Mongolia, opening at 220 kilos, had a good squat of 245, good bench of 225, now opening at 220 kilos in the deadlift.
Plenty of tightness in that suit there. No mucking around there, just bending down, grabbing that bar and pulling it up, just standing up straight up with that.
So far this week, it's only 2 days into this, we have seen increased technical proficiency from the Mongolian lifters.
It has been absolutely fantastic. They've been absolutely outstanding so far.
All right, Mario Seyfried-Berger, Austria's up 230 kilos. Had a good squat of 265, good bench of 185. Now attempting a deadlift opener of 230 kilos.
Yeah, this should be a reasonably easy lift for him. He's only got a 245 PB. You see the spotters and loaders there, just cleaning that bar off. So he might have ripped a bit of skin on that bar, so just cleaning that off, making sure it's all safe for everyone to use. Spotters and loaders keeping a close eye on things like that, and the referees as well.
All right, bar is loaded for Seyfriedberger from Austria, 230 kilos. Flight A, 74 kilo men.
Very clean opening lift there. Certainly no problems at all with that.
No, not at all. Look very easy. Deadlift openers tend to look very easy. There you go. And you tend to see much bigger jumps oftentimes in the deadlift than you will see in the other two.
Yeah, particularly as we come up with the weight classes as well. As the weight classes get heavier, they can take those bigger jumps. 250 kilos here for Diego.
All right, Diego Antonio Jimenez, Argentina's up 250 kilos. Good with a 285 squat, 200 bench, and now taking a 250 kilo deadlift opener.
Not the fastest opening lift we've seen, but certainly wasn't a struggle for him.
No, technique was very good, and that's one of the most important things. Breakdown and technique in the deadlift can really hurt you here, especially sumo style.
Yeah, particularly in your lighter weight classes. Just, if you look in the larger, heavier weight classes, they've got that capacity to sort of muscle through it when they get the technique a little bit wrong. In your lighter weight classes, that technique is absolutely imperative. You get that set up a little bit wrong, get those bar path a little bit wrong, and the bar's just not going to move up for you.
All right, now we have up in Anthony Mastro Lorenzo from France.
This is only 5 kilos away from his PB at 260 kilos. This is a very, very solid opening lift here.
We saw that on his bench press too. I believe
That's
he
right,
had a
yeah.
bench press PB. I think his opener set a bench press PB for him, so he's having a good day for
His
himself right
training is
now.
obviously going very, very well at the moment. He's coaching himself. We're quite confident with these numbers.
And this is a sport where you can continue, as Oleg has shown us, continue to improve your total well into your 40s.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, you're not really sort of hitting that peak lift until you're really at the end of your 20s, early 30s is when you should really start to show that lift. And as we keep saying, that technique is so important. So drilling in that technique and the years of practice. And we've already seen Alex's experience has shown throughout the day.
That is great technique there for Mastro Lorenzo. Referees say 3 white lights. Need quick work of it. All right, Alex Ochoa's up. Ecuador, 255 kilos. Went 300, 205. The first 2 disciplines, which are squat and bench press. Now we're on to our third deadlift for Alex Ochoa, 255 kilo opener. And the lift is good. Every one of these lifters so far has shown pretty much impeccable technique there. There we go, stands up. Watch that bar path, it's almost perfectly straight, Gary.
Good technique, and certainly good choices for their opening lifts. Not expending too much in their opening lifts and really sort of saving it for that second and third attempt.
All right, now Milan Dano's up, Czech Republic, second attempt, 215. Sure, he's happy to be getting some home cooking right here in front of the home crowd. Sleep in his own bed, maybe.
Yeah, it certainly makes competition a lot easier being in your home country, particularly if you're in your hometown as well. I mean, it's difficult for some of these lifters. I mean, some of these lifters haven't had to travel too far, but some of them have had very long flights, different time zones, different foods, out of their own environment, making it a little bit more challenging for them.
And there we go, made quick work of it. Referees say 3 white lights. I mean, we've been to certain cities where we've had world championships. They really will show up to support their lifters and be noisy and boisterous. And
the local support you get a world championships, the local support is always fantastic. certainly gives you that little bit of edge for your competition, doesn't it?
Well, and Stavanger, Norway has a reputation for that. They did the Open Worlds in 2006 and 2013, and they packed the stadium with thousands of people when their lifters were lifting. But right now we have Michael Stillbauer's up from Austria, 225 kilos.
Struggling to hang on to that bar there, just lost his grip at the top. You could see that pulling away there through his hand. Looks like he might have actually ripped his hand a little bit there.
All right, Marius Brito's up now, taking a huge 30-kilo jump. Very unusual.
200 kilos to 230 kilos. That's a very big jump, even for deadlift. But his 200 kilos was certainly an easy lift for him.
I think he was just trying to get on the board. This is what he's here for. He's here for this deadlift because...
Yeah, it looks like he's been carrying a few injuries through the squat and the bench press there.
Yeah.
He's just come along here now to really put some numbers on this deadlift. Managed to get him into a very, very tight suit there.
See how hard it is for him to get down to the bar here. Doesn't look too bad for him right now.
Jump certainly didn't prove too much of a challenge for him.
No, not a problem at all. Now it's going to be interesting to see where he goes for his third. That looked pretty easy with the 30-kilo jump right there.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a challenge.
All right, next up, Gamachar Lamjov, Mongolia, 235. He was good on his opener of 220.
Yeah, look, his 220 came very quickly. I can't see 235 being too much of a challenge.
You know, this is the biggest team of Mongolians we've seen. I think they have a full team for the first time that I ever remember, and their technique has been pretty well spot on here in this 2017 championship.
Oh, that certainly didn't look too hard at all.
There you go.
Well, powerlifting is globally growing at an absolutely rapid rate at the moment. See more and more countries getting involved in a much bigger way in these world events now. It's fantastic to see.
Well, in next year, the World Masters will be in Mongolia. It'll be very interesting to see how that is. I want to go because it just looks beautiful. The venue looks beautiful. The country looks gorgeous.
It should be an absolutely fantastic event here. So 250 kilos for Mario here. This is a PB, I think. Pretty sure his previous PB is 245 kilograms.
I believe you're correct. So right now he's going to add 5 kilos to that after hitting his opening attempt of 230. Mario Seyfriedberger, 250 kilos.
Very good technique there.
Man,
certainly had to work
good.
a little bit harder for that one, but still not overly challenging for him
No,
for a PB.
not at all. Not a problem at all. All right. Anthony Master Lorenzo from France, 262.5 kilos. Very modest 7.5 kilo jump. I think that's the smallest we've seen.
It's quite a small jump for this weight class.
No.
It's also a PB for him. His previous best lift is 260 kilograms.
So if he smokes this, in other words, if he gets this easily, we may see him push this. This is a personal best for him. He wants to come away with at least that today. So now 262. Anthony Master Lorenzo, France.
A textbook example of how sumo is so different.
There we
from
go.
conventional lift there. Really taking its time to come off the floor there. Just keep pulling, and once it breaks the floor, you can see the speed start to pick up.
And then it breaks right here.
There we go.
And boom.
So we certainly had to work for that one.
All right, up now, Alex Ochoa, Ecuador, 265 kilos.
Get a good 255 kilo opener here, so 265 should be a reasonably fast moving bar. Absolutely no problems at all there.
That's what the referees say. 3 white lights for Alex Ochoa. Loading the bar now for Diego Antonio Jimenez, Argentina, 270 kilos.
Popping out to give that bar another clean the chalk on the talcum powder off the floor there to make sure there's plenty of grip for our lifters.
The bar's loaded.
Particularly in the sumo lift, there's a lot of angular force going into the floor there. We get a little bit of a slippery patch. Get that lockout, starting to lose grip at the top there.
All right. Now we're ready for the start of third attempts. And first up, we have Milan Dano, Czech Republic, 217.5 kilos. Good at 200, good at 215. Taking a very modest 2.5 kilo jump. .5 kilos.
Been good on 200, good on 215. Certainly playing it safe for his third lift here. Really forcing down through that suit there. Stands it up quite quickly.
See what the referees say on this one. Be interesting here. Yeah.
Red lights, yeah.
There we go. That was definitely not a good lift right there. All right, so
stood up fast. Didn't quite lock that knee out either by the looks of it.
Let me load the bar here to 225 kilos from Michael Stillbauer, Austria.
So he missed his 225 on the second attempt there. So 235 PB.
All right, bar is loaded. Michael Stillbauer, 225 kilos.
Just couldn't quite hold onto the bar in his second attempt. Again, still struggling to hold onto that bar there.
Yeah, it looked just like the second attempt, so that's it for him.
Yeah, 3 red lights. So he'll finish on the 210 kilos there.
All right, load the bar now for Gambator Lamjov, Mongolia, 245 kilos. Good at 220.
Fantastic day today, isn't he?
Yeah, and then went to 235, now 245. So 15 kilo jump, smaller 10 kilo jump right now. He's having a very good day. He's making his lifts, and that's what's important.
You see the spotters and loaders there just giving that bar a very good clean. Getting out the DNA kit there, make sure there's no blood on the bar. They managed to get him into an extremely tight seat there.
Now, to understand Oleg's dominance, hold on 1 second.
Oh, just came forward a little bit there. Looks like the bar's dipped down. That's what the referees think. Yeah, 3 red lights there. Just sort of the weight just pulled him forward a little bit there. He had to regather, forcing that bar to dip. A little bit disappointed with that.
Think about this, talk about Oleg. We just had Lamjov up. Oleg is 16 years older than Lamjov. and has already got 16 straight world titles, and is working on 17. So think about the math there for a second, guys.
I like to think that Oleg is still young.
Oh, he is a young man. To me, I call him Sonny.
257.5 kilos for Mario from Austria here. This is an absolutely enormous PB for him.
Sonny Olesh, I call him. All right, Seyfried's up now, 257.5.
Certainly one of the few sports in the world that you can just keep on getting better and chipping away at that total, little bit by little bit.
I mean, there are a lot of lifters into their 50s that are still adding to their totals. It's amazing that it's happening like that.
Looks like a good lift here. Let's see what the referees have to say.
And 3 white lights there.
That is an absolutely massive personal best for him. 257.5. His previous PB at 245 kilograms.
All right, Mariusz Brito is up from Poland. Now he went 200 kilos, then 230 kilos.
And now 262.5, which will give him a 10 kilo PB as well. That's a 32.5 kilo jump there. That's an absolutely massive jump for,
absolutely. And
for this weight class.
Let's see how this comes out here. I mean, the Polish national coaches are very good. So let's come out here and see what's going on.
Yeah, again, this is the lift he's come for.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was saying before with the 100 squat and the 100 bench. He was obviously coming here to deadlift. See what he can do here. 262.5. Mariusz Brito.
He's getting that belt in the right position there. That patented SBD buckle. Just could not get that off the ground. Yeah, 32.5 kilo jump just proved to be a little bit too much for him, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, that's a big jump. All right, 22.5 kilo jump between second and third attempt deadlift.
Yeah, even though that 230 wasn't overly difficult for him, 32.5 kilo jump for a third lift. You've used a lot of energy throughout the day already. That's a very, very big jump for a final lift.
All right, Anthony Mastrolorenzo from France is up. He already set a PB, a 262.5 on his second.
Looking at doing it again now, 267.5.
Having a good day. I believe he had a bench PB also.
His previous lifts have looked very good, so got good technique. Bar path is nice. Really digging into that knurling on the bar there, make sure he gets a good grip. Just keeps pulling away, and then the speed comes up. That is such a textbook
wow
lift, isn't it?
And and that is what we've been talking about yesterday and today is your technique. He kept pulling. His technique never broke. He trusted his training and continued to pull through this bar. Watch this pull here, Gary.
Yeah, guys. As soon as he comes to the knees, all the speed comes up and just stands up. Absolutely fantastic lift.
He never gave up on what he's taught his body for year after year after year in the gym. All right, Diego Jimenez is up now, 270 kilos from Argentina. He missed this on his second attempt.
It's so easy with a sumo lift, the inexperienced, to sort of give up on that lift as it gets hard at the bottom there.
See, if we look, let's see if we see a replay here. It looks like he gets his shoulders out in front of the bar.
Could not quite
very
get
late in the lift. Watch what happens here.
Yeah, the shoulders came forward early as well.
He gets out over the bar, and he can't really sit back with that. It's hard to pull that bar back in.
Even at the start of the lift there, because you can see his shoulder shifted forward over the bar. Just got off to a bad position at the start. Very difficult to recover from that.
It's Alex Ochoa, coached by Marcos, the national team coach of Ecuador.
We've got 275 kilos here.
This will be the last lift in the Flight A, and then we're moving on to our Flight B. It's going to be exciting. Do not go anywhere.
taking his time, getting focused, playing that lift over in his head.
All right, and that's a good third attempt for Ochoa. Right now, start of flight A. Minghui Lin, Taipei, 225 kilos. Just want to let you guys know that Oleg had in a 300-kilo opener. He dropped that during warm-ups.
295 now.
295, and the reason for that is he's got the win. He wants to make that opening attempt, get the total, solidify his 17th championship, and then push for that world record total. I'm sure.
He certainly doesn't want to risk missing that opening lift. He's already got the win. I mean, it's unlikely that anyone's going to be able to catch him unless unless something absolutely dramatic happens in the deadlifts. No. He's already got that in the bag. Playing it safe, smart opening lift.
I mean, the world record total is in his sights, as is best lifter. So let's see what we're doing. But right now, Lin is up 225.
Oh, look, it's just a day at the office for him there, isn't it? 225 kilos certainly.
There we go. All right, next up now, but Nobuyuki Hamada, Japan, 260 kilos. Bars loaded for Hamada.
Just taking his time there. Good choice for opening this there.
All right, see what the referees say. It's a 2-1. I kind of agree with that too. His shoulders, it doesn't look like his shoulders were sitting back. Let's see here.
Quite get it to the top properly there.
Yeah. All right, Mikola Baranek, Ukraine is up 270 kilos.
He'll take his time with his setup. 270 kilos. Get a good grip on that bar. Stands out very quickly.
All right, it's an easy opener for Baranek. I'm thinking he's taking a big jump.
Yeah, that certainly wasn't a challenge at all there.
No, and I think he dropped his opener also. He's right now with that opener, he's on the outside looking in for the medal race. Willing to bet there's going to be a big jump because he wants to try to move up a little bit.
Take a nice safe opener, look at what everyone else does.
All right, Wei Sing Kwan is up, Chinese Taipei, 285 kilos on the bar. This is only 5.5 kilos off his personal best he's opening with.
That's a very, very big opener for that PB. 285 kilograms. You'll notice some of the lifters for their deadlift spin their belt around the other way, get their buckle out of the road. Make sure they've got a little bit of room there to get down to the bar and take in that deep breath before they lift. Sometimes that buckle gets in the road a little bit.
Very easy for Kwan. All right. Moving on now to Andrei Prokopenko, Kazakhstan, 295. This lift will put him in to silver medal position behind Oleg.
195 kilos, weighing in at 73.5.
You know, it's Oleg right now. It could be interesting to see if Oleg makes his opener what he does for a second, because right now it looks like he's just trying to pace Prokopenko and just make sure nothing crazy happens anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, look, it would have to be an absolute crazy, dramatic outcome for anything to go wrong for Oleg here. But look, it's just powerlifting. We've seen over the years incredibly dramatic things happen in the deadlift, silly decisions, missed lifts, and all of a sudden opening the door for first place.
Yeah, well, we had the World Games, we had a leader, didn't need much in the deadlift, and then didn't register a deadlift, got no total, went from penthouse to outhouse.
Happens very quickly
1 minute,
doesn't it?
Very quickly. So in the space of 10 minutes, went from the top to the bottom. Right now, Oleg's up
295 kilograms.
Again, barring some major disaster, this opener here.
This should be a nice, easy opener for him. He's dropped this to make it easy.
We'll give him the...
Doesn't want to expend all the energy on an opening lift.
Oh, that looks so easy. Oh my gosh, that's easy. All right, there we go. So now he can kind of set the pace and push and do what he wants to do right now. Mayanado's up.
300 kilograms.
Indonesia, 300 kilograms. Also, too, Oleg is the lighter lifter in the Prokopenko, and he has the higher lot number.
Yeah, so he's certainly got the opportunity there. He's got the upper hand there.
All right, so Prokopenko put in 305, Oleg put in 310. Right now, Mayanado's up 300. Easy opener.
He's making 300 kilo deadlifts look very easy today.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
If Oleg gets the 310 kilo deadlift, then it puts him 15 kilos away from the world record.
I mean, he could take another 15 kilo jump.
Maybe the way
they split it, but I really think dropping to that 295 opener and taking this 310 instead of a 312 and a half or 315, he wants to salt it away and make sure there's no opportunity for Prokopenko to go for something big and take him out.
Yep. And make sure nothing can happen to go wrong here. He's got this gold medal and he wants to make sure he gets it sewn up really quickly.
Oh yeah, here comes Sergey Gashinet's up 310, currently your record holder in the deadlift.
$310 kilos for Sergey from Russia. Well, 310 kilos just looks like a warm-up there.
That's very easy. I think he's
just warming up.
Yeah, I think he's got the world record in there. And again, we'll know from his second attempt what his thoughts are, what the coach's thoughts are. Right now, Minghui Lin, Chinese Taipei, is going to be up at 250. He was good at an opener of 225. And he is, with this 250, he is well off the pace for his personal best deadlift of 290 kilos.
And the world record here is 327.5, is that right?
Correct, 327.5. That is correct. All right, so here we go. Gashinet's put in 322.5. So
certainly putting himself in the position there to have a crack at that world record.
When we make that, we're going 328, I think. So let's see here what happens now. Minghui Lin, 250 kilos on the bar. All right, and referees say 2 white lights is all it takes.
That's enough.
You know, and two with Lin, obviously, that lift is 40 kilos off his personal best, and he took a bench press of only 65 kilos. There's obviously something wrong upper body-wise that's causing him an issue.
Something's clearly gone wrong somewhere along the line. We saw him come out and do that 165 kilo bench press and then opt not to take his second and third.
All right, right now, Nobu Hamada, 270 kilos from Japan.
going to take his time, getting that focus right, just getting that right mindset to lift this bar. I don't know if anyone's ever tried to hold on to this sort of weight, but it's quite a challenge just to hold on to the bar at these weights. I'll be interested to see what the referees say here.
That
Look
looked
at
a little
right knee. Yeah, one referee's pulled up that
Same.
right knee there.
Same thing. It's twice he's gotten called for that by the same referee. So,
2-1. That's good enough.
so we really have to take a look at that on his third attempt. And I mean, I kind of agree there.
Yeah, he really didn't lock that knee out properly.
Nah, I didn't see either knee locked out. But as we move on, again, we were saying that when technique is not perfect, it breaks down more and more as the weight gets increased. So right now, Mikhailo Baranik's up, Ukraine 282.5, taking a 12.5 kilo jump from 270 to 282.5.
That's still 10 kilos away from his PB at 292.5. So we should see this bar move quite quickly.
But he's got a fight on his hands for fourth place.
He's certainly going to have to work for it here. It's going to come down to that last lift. So it's important that he gets this one.
I mean, if I was just going by experience, I'm going to pick Baranik only because he's got far more experience than Melianato does from Indonesia.
When it comes to the end game here of the competition, that's when that experience really starts to play. Very quick lift there at 282.5.
Yep. Baranik
Certainly
did
not a
very
problem
well
for it at
there.
all.
No, not at all. All right. Yixin Quan is up 300 kilos. We're good at 285. He took a pretty normal 15 kilo jump to 300 kilos now.
Yeah, 15 kilo jump in a deadlift, especially this weight class, isn't overly dramatic. So he's got a PB of 290.5, so he's going to be looking at beating that PB today. It certainly isn't going to be a walk in the park, this lift, but judging by his 285, should be quite within reach for him.
Should be okay. Should be a PB for him right here.
Just couldn't quite hang on to that bar at the top there.
Wow.
That grip letting him down. He'll be a little bit disappointed there. It moved off the floor quite quickly.
Just missed that break point, that transition point as it starts to approach the knee. He just lost it there. Right now, Andrei Prokopenko's up 305. You know, here's where the challenge becomes. He makes this. Where does he go from here?
So again, this is a PB as well. So his previous best is 302.5. So again, this is going to be a tough lift for him. And then he's going to have some decisions to make as well. Yeah, 305 certainly came up very quickly.
There we go.
The referee's
Very,
happy with that.
very easy for him.
I'll be interested to see what his next lift is. The 305 was not overly challenging at all for him there.
Now, interestingly enough, if Oleg misses this, he and Prokopenko are tied now. So that's how close this is, and that's why, as good a day as Oleg is having, Prokopenko's having a pretty good day himself.
This becomes a very important lift now.
Yeah.
Hence the decision to drop his opening lift, play the safe card, not do anything silly.
All right, so his number one priority is to win this meet.
This is where the experience makes a difference. I mean, Oleg has a lot of years on that platform, a lot of experience. He's going to make smart decisions.
But again, his number one goal coming in here is win this title and extend his
As
streak.
nice as world records are, it's the gold medal that you're after.
Right, there you go.
310 came up very quickly.
And it's good.
A little bit of a loose grip there on the right hand, but he managed to handle that for long enough.
A little bit. He does that, though, an awful lot. You'll see that with that hand of his. Mayanato is up now in Indonesia.
So Oleg's sitting currently on a total of 890.
Now, Prokopenko put in a third attempt, went from 305 to 322.5. And that's to put it on there and see what Oleg does. You're allowed to change your third attempt deadlift twice.
Yeah, the pressure on Oleg to make a decision about his third lift and see where he's going to go.
I'm putting my money on Oleg.
Yeah, look, I think at the end of the day, experience is really going to show out here. This isn't his first rodeo. He knows how to play the numbers and play around a little bit. So he's put out the 320 there.
Very easy for him.
Fantastic 315 kilos there. So Oleg's nominated for 320, playing it safe for a 900 total there.
All right, Gashinets is now loading 322.5. And again, you know, Prokopenko's got to think, if Gashinets makes this, you know, what do they do here? They don't know what's going, you know, they have to figure out.
This is some very tough tactical decisions being made here.
Right, because if he makes this, it's interesting what happens. So Gashinets is shooting for the, you know, try to maybe possibly get a world record, but silver is the #1 thing right here now. Prokopenko is trying to go for gold and lean on Oleg a little bit. So there's an awful lot going on here right now. Sergei Gashinets is up. Russia 322.5.
Good speed through that lift there. Very fast, 322.5.
All right, now he is in solid position here.
Does he take a crack at the world record now?
Now he's the world record is in sight. He's also 10 kilos behind Prokopenko right now. He is the lighter lifter. He, however, has the lower lot number, which means that if they both put in the same weight, that Gashinets would have to go first. Right now we have up Ming Wei Lin, Chinese Taipei, 270 kilos. There is a reason that so many of the successful coaches and athletes in this sport have a tremendously high level of education. Because
yeah, I mean, you've really got to be able to act quickly, think quickly, work out the predictions, work out the numbers very, very quickly.
It is
to really stay on top of the game there.
It is a thinking man's sport. It is not just brute strength. Now, interestingly, Lin has come out with knee wraps on.
Really made it difficult for him there too. You can see that bar dragged up the knee wrap there, pulling it out of his hand a little bit, losing his grip there.
I mean, obviously he's got some injuries going on. This attempt was 20 kilos off his best.
You see this drag through the knee wrap there, where it really sort of stumbles his grip.
See that right knee lock out, and the left was still hanging back. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but Nobuyuki Hamada's up now, Japan, 280 kilos.
Looking to equal his PB.
Trying to cap off a very good day for himself here, going 3 for 3 in the deadlift. All right, Gashinets has only put in 325, up 2.5 kilos. I'm guessing he's trying to see people make moves.
Yeah, it's an interesting call there, isn't it? 325. He currently holds the world record there. Interesting move to go 325. But again, I mean, he still has a couple of changes he can make, well, what everyone else is doing.
And right now, if everybody's attempt stays the same, he gets last pull anyway, so he can make that change.
He has plenty of time to make that change.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Depending on what happens in front of him, he can, because the guy with the big pull really controls what happens in the meet.
280 a little bit too much for him at the end of the day. Expended a lot of energy already today.
He'll get credited with 270. All right.
There's not quite enough left in the tank to get that 280 moving.
Now, we're loading the bar up now to 300 kilos for Quan from Chinese Taipei.
So there's been an attempt change submitted.
All right, hold on. All right. Attempt change. Mikola Baranek is dropped, going to 290. He is trying to hold off Mayanto from Indonesia.
You really start to see the real tactical battles begin now.
And Veronica was sitting there. He kind of suckered him in with the attempt that he had in there. Let Mayano put in what he put in at 322.5. Right now, Veronica's 2.5 kilos ahead. This will put him 10 kilos ahead. And be interesting to see what Mayano does there.
290 kilograms. Couldn't quite keep his balance at the top there. Looks like he might have cramped up through the calf area there as well.
All right, so I would expect at this point, Wai Sing Kwan is up, Chinese Taipei 300. I would expect here to see Mayanto drop from 322.5, drop the 5 kilos off, being the lighter lifter, to be able to tie Baronic in total and move up into 4th place. But let's see.
300 kilograms for Kwan.
Yeah, so Mayanto would drop to 317.5.
Just couldn't quite get that moving off the floor there, could he?
No, couldn't get it.
Just really looks like he's just run out of energy for today.
All right, Prokopenko's up now, 312.5. And again, if he leaves this open, Gashinet's only put in a 2.5 kilo jump from 2nd to 3rd. Prokopenko put in a 7.5 kilo jump from 2nd to 3rd.
Yeah,
If Prokopenko misses this, he leaves the door wide open for Gashinet, that we know has more than 2.5 kilos in the tank.
Yeah, this is certainly a tactical move from Gashinet here. I mean, we saw him do the 322.5. It was certainly not an overly challenging lift for him. 325 is a very conservative card. Obviously, it's it's a really tactical move to see what everyone else is doing.
I'm not sure what Miano's doing. Still has not dropped off that 322.5.
You certainly made that 312.5 look very easy with 3 white lights.
Oleg has made a change to 328. Will give him a new world record deadlift, and a new world record total.
Wow.
Now Miyanto is up. If he makes this, it doesn't really matter for Mayano, but 322.5 is on. 317.5 will move him from 5th into 4th ahead of Baronic. I don't know.
Well, 315 certainly wasn't the easiest of his lifts, that's for sure.
No, but
322.5, it's a big jump.
But as far as my math goes, 2.5 kilos is less than 7.5. I mean,
that's pretty solid math.
Okay, it's pretty solid math. You don't have to be an A student for that one. Let's see right now what Miyano does.
He stood it up.
Yeah, but that right knee locked. Right knee locked and unlocked. There you go.
2 red lights.
All right.
Lock those knees
So,
out.
folks, here's where the brain power comes in. Right. That would have moved him. He could have been 5 kilos less, which he probably would have had. Watch his knee lock, unlock, and waver.
Yeah, I certainly think the 5 kilos less wouldn't have been a challenge for him like that.
No. All right, Gashinets is up now, 325. Gashinets is your record holder right now?
We certainly expected him to have a crack at that world record, but it looks like Oleg's going to take a crack at it. But Oleg still might change it depending on the outcome of this lift.
I think, right, and he can do whatever he wants. He can drop back. Oleg can drop back to 325 if he wants, right? So he can drop off of 328 back to 325. Even if Gashinets makes this, if Gashinets misses this, he could drop all the way back to 322 and a half. All right, so
well, let's see what Oleg does here. Or does Oleg take? He's already got the gold medal in the bag. Or just take a crack at the record anyway.
He's going to take this because, this gives him a good shot. First of all, he almost hit a world record in the squat. His bench was a PB. This will be a world record deadlift, world record total. Puts him in the running for best lifter of the meet, male lifter of the meet. This caps off a historic day for him. I don't see why not go for it.
So Prokopenko walks away with silver medal.
When you have a day rolling like this, you want to keep it rolling on. There's no reason for holding back.
You don't often get these sorts of competitions on a day that runs as well for you. So you'll still be hurting a little bit for missing that squat record. So we'll be looking to take a crack here at 2 world records.
I mean, no guts, no glory here, right?
This will give him a deadlift world record and the total world record as well.
And more than likely move him into at least placing in best lifter.
Really dragging that knurl in there. He stands it up. Nobody's able to lock it out. Let's wait and see what the referees say. 2 white lights, that is a world record for deadlift and a world record for total as well. That gives him the open world record.
What you have seen, what you have witnessed today, if you watch all 3 disciplines, the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift, is you have seen a 43-year-old man who has now capped off his 17th straight world title, took a world record squat of 368 for a good ride and just cut it just a little bit high. It was easy. Hit a personal best bench press of 220 kilos. Then he followed that up with what, Gary?
328 kilos in 43 years. That gives him the world record for open deadlift and the M1 deadlift, as well as a total of 908 kilos for the open world record and the M1 deadlift. 43 years of age, absolutely out of reach of the other lifters today as well.
And
absolutely outclassed them.
Probably puts him instead. I'm not sure exactly what his Wilks total is, what his coefficient is.
Certainly got to put him up in the runnings there, I think. He's weighing in at 73.05, so he weighed in quite light.
696 something. He's got to be darn close to 700.
He weighed in very light too for the 73.05, so nearly a kilo under, which is plenty of room there. But 908 total, 328 kilo deadlift. Almost got that 368 kilo squat record. Absolutely phenomenal.
But again, it is an absolutely historic performance by Yaroslav Oleg, one of the greatest lifters in the history of the sport. He's a great champion, a great ambassador for the sport. And if you want to have your students or you yourself want to study technique, study Oleg in all 3
absolutely
lifts.
Be watching that man. He is absolutely fantastic. What an absolutely fantastic competition today. We're only 2 days in and we are already seeing so many amazing events happen.
So, all right, for Gary Williams and for me, Elliot Feldman, we will, we'll be back tomorrow morning together
we'll be signing out for now for a bit of a rest.
83 kilo men. Come on back in about 10 minutes and see the start of the medal ceremony.
And, we'll duck off now and get some kibble.
There we go, a little kibble for us. See ya.
Let me tell you the best results in squat. On the third place, Donny Mayanto from Indonesia with 330 kilograms. On the second place, Sergey Gaishnitz from Russia with 337.5 kilograms. And on the first place, Jaroslav Olek from Poland with 360 kilograms. And our results in bench press. On the third place, Olkamyev Gambadar from Mongolia with 225 kilograms. On the second place, Mikola Varnik from Ukraine with 227.5 kilograms. And on the first place, Andrei Prokopenko from Kazakhstan with 240 kilograms. Results in deadlift. On the third place, Sergey Gaishnitz from Russia with 322.5 kilograms. On the second place, Donny Mayanto from Indonesia with 322.5 kilograms. The same result, by the way. And on the first place, applause for breaking the record to Jaroslav Olek from Poland with 328 kilograms. Congratulations. Results in total. On the third place, Sergey Gaishnitz from Russia with 865 kilograms. On the second place, Andrei Prokopenko from Kazakhstan with 882.5 kilograms. And surprisingly, on the first place, Jaroslav Olek from Poland with 908 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the Polish national anthem. Congratulations to all the lifters again. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today. Let's see you tomorrow.